I really love my job. He's worked on some of the biggest Hollywood films, from Star Wars to RoboCop to Edward Scissorhands. Scissorhands.
Yeah.
I said it right?
Yeah.
And give me a couple more.
RoboCop, Beetlejuice, the Addams Family movies, some of the Star Trek movies.
Now you're bragging.
Academy
Award winning
Star Trek 2 and 5.
Visual effects artist Peter Kuran is here tonight. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian.
You live in Vancouver.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
So this weekend or Friday, you're doing something pretty special. What do you?
Portland Creative Conference, and I'm just going to talk about some of the creative solutions that I did on some of the work that I.
Man, they got some heavy hitters for this conference.
Yeah, they've got Wes Studi. He's the guy. He was in some of the Indian movies, like Dances with Wolves. He's going to be one of the speakers.
I mean, we're talking about an accomplished visual effects artist, and you're also an accomplished producer and director.
Yeah.
You got an Academy Award. I have to ask you. You got your Academy Award. No, not why you got it, but I want to ask you, what was it for? And I also want to ask you where it's at.
Okay. What I originally got the Academy Award for was not for visual effects or anything. It's called it's for scientific and technical achievement, which means I had come up with a color process, a non-digital photochemical color process to fix the color in old movies. And I had come up with this idea because of a technique I had developed on Return of the Jedi for some of the laser swords out in the desert.
Oh, that is so. Okay, now the next question, the follow-up question is, where is this Academy Award? Do you sleep with it?
No.
I would have friends. I would drive with it. That would be like, you have that.
It's downstairs.
Carpool lane. That would be my buddy. Yeah. My buddy Oscar is next to me.
It's downstairs in the basement.
You don't have friends over just to see the award during award season or anything like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes we do.
Okay.
Sometimes we do.
Now I have to get into this. George Lucas. You guys best friends? You played chess. you did. We talked about this in the green room. You did New Hope. Which they call Episode 1, the original Star Wars.
Right.
You were 19 years old.
Right.
How'd you get into that?
Well, it was my first job, and I had originally come from New Jersey and went to Southern California, and I went to the California Institute of the Arts, and through the school I discovered that there was a movie being made by a guy who made American Graffiti. That's how the way they described it. The movie's being made by the guy who made American Graffiti, and it's called The Star Wars. So I put my demo reel together, and
did you meet with George Lucas, or?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I would say that my feeling always was that George would show up where there were problems to try to fix them. So as long as he wasn't around me, I wasn't having a problem.
Kind of made you feel good. Chewbacca, is he really that hairy? I got to ask these questions. These sheds?
No, I'd only seen the Chewbacca's suit a couple of times. Very tall, though.
I feel like Chris Farley, who's interviewing Paul McCartney. He's just like, okay, tell me what this was like. So you did Empire Strikes Back as well.
Yes. Yes.
So you obviously did something well in the first movie that invited you back for the next one.
Well, on the first movie, I was an animator. They gave me my first job, my first opportunity. I would sleep there, get up in the morning, go to work, and somebody painted my toenails black while I was sleeping. It tells you how sound asleep I was.
Did you figure it out?
No, but there were people there that all had access to ink, so I knew it was somebody. And I also, because I was skinny, I also was able to fit into the C-3PO suit, and they put me in the suit.
But you got to wear the CP3O suit.
Yes. Yes, they put me in the suit for one shot because they wanted to get a wide shot of the desert and the land speeder. That's the.
Your Throwback Thursday pictures must be insanely awesome. Please tell me you're on social media.
Yes, I'm on social media.
Okay, do you have pictures of you in the CP3O suit?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and but one of the most incredible things was that the land speeder, when I got into the land speeder, it turned out to be a stick shift, and I didn't know how to drive a stick. So I had to get out, and they had to take me around the desert showing me how to drive a stick shift and then get me back in the car. So
you did the Star Wars film. So what would be your favorite film that you worked on? You worked on 300. I mean, you're accomplished. If you want to talk about filmmaker, you're accomplished.
Well, you know,
You've been a part of it all.
I'd say I liked RoboCop. That was a
great
a
film.
cool film.
Yeah.
And I got a single card on it. So
Didn't they try to do a remake of RoboCop?
they've done a remake.
I hate that when they take those classic movies like that.
Well,
Unless you were working on it, it was a fantastic idea.
Yeah, no, I didn't work on the new ones, but I also worked on Airplane because I'm thinking of Starship Troopers. These were all through a producer friend of mine named John Davison, and he's worked and always brought me into some of his cool films.
So this Friday at the Portland Creative Conference, what can people expect from you when you're there? You're going to be speaking, of course.
Well, I'm showing some clips, and those clips show how I took a creative solution and was able to do something. Like we mentioned Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
It's a real simple shot of a car going over, off of the table, landing on the floor, and then, it's a little miniature car. We could not get the car to land on the floor and then keep driving. So we brought the floor up and we rolled the car backwards. And when it got to a certain point, I took a hammer and banged it up underneath the table, and the car flew up in the air.
Little things you don't know.
And then we printed it backwards.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're dropping a car onto the ground and shooting it backwards. So.
The tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Well, will you come back? You're fascinating. You got a huge story to tell.
Sure.
I'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, this is great.
Peter,
Thanks,
thank you so
Brian.
much for coming
Thank
on.
you.
We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. That's awesome.